on here? Get this lot tidied up or it's no dinner for you again.
Oh, hello, dearest. I was just making plans for a self-portrait I want to take. You're back from your martial arts class early. No incidents, I hope, and you didn't hurt the instructor this week.
Not this week, no. He should have known better than to grab my nunchucks. Anyway, until he gets out of hospital, we've got a new teacher. Raul from Spain.
Oh, that's nice. Is he any good?
Oh, he's lovely. We had a bit of a grapple and afterwards he complimented me on my Brazilian.
You what?
My Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He said that next week I could get to grips with his big sword.
Ooh, sounds super. Help me pick a tie out to wear, would you?
I haven't got time. I've got to perfect my actual waza. Now get the judo mat and come and help.
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest?
No.
Well, hello. It's me, yours truly, the man with 2 dogs and a budgie that takes photographs. Me, that is, and not the budgie. I mean, while Chico is excellent at creating those comparison charts for my shootout videos and is a whiz with spreadsheets and his cuttlefish, he finds handling a camera tricky. Well, out of auto mode anyway. And that in turn makes things tricky for this week's video, as I want to join the illustrious list of artists and photographers who have portraits of themselves. Something you might have garnered from this week's fun video introduction. And it is only a bit of fun. So Lisa didn't really put the jiu-jitsu instructor in hospital. I mean, he's out of A&E after a few hours, so it doesn't count. Anyway, back to the matter at hand, and I guess I'll have to resort to that oldest piece of self-importance and ego massaging that is the self-portrait. Now, in all seriousness, it is something I fancy doing for a while now, and therefore had a short gander at some examples by the likes of Rembrandt, Van Gogh, and that proponent of the painted self-portrait, Frida Kahlo. She loved the self-portrait, she did. As did 2 photographers whose self-portraits I looked at, Richard Avedon and Vivian Mayer. Now, the essence of a self-portrait is a capture made by the person who knows you better than anyone else, even in these social media crazed days, and that person is yourself. So I first needed to establish what it is about me that I wanted to put across in a photograph, and then the kind of technical aspects of how to really go about doing that. I mean, is it just a case of looking moodily and wistfully into the yonder and then most importantly putting your camera in black and white? Of course it isn't. It's far simpler or more complex than that, one or the other. Well, unless you're a famous person, that is, where everyone knows your face and what it is you do. In that case, the viewer will just need to see your famous face, capturing whatever mood you were in when the picture of you was taken, or if you took it yourself. But if you're not famous or are truly unknown, just like me, then how would you put across your selfness? Is that a word? It is now anyway. How do you tell your story, and tell the viewer who you are? Perhaps the approach of the aforementioned Ms. Mayer is the one to take. After all, she only became famous as a photographer when her work was discovered and published largely after her death. Her approach to the self-portrait, though, was to show herself as a camera woman, simply by means of having a camera on her person. Nothing more complicated than that. And then taking a picture in an environment she enjoyed shooting in, sometimes with people or a busy environment, and sometimes even, like at home. And to top it all off, she was an absolute maestro in framing herself in whatever scene she chose. Now, of course, her portraits are works of art in themselves. They're not just saying, here I am and this is what I do. Try to get hold of one of her books to see what I mean. She's got quite a few dedicated to self-portraits. Now, I did think about taking a picture with the boys, with Dexter and Douglas, but lovely as that would have been, it doesn't exactly, scream that I'm a photographer who takes pictures largely outdoors and in nature, does it? So I figure what I will do is find somewhere that represents what I do as a photographer, grab my gear obviously and get out there and shoot. And for true authenticity, I'll need a camera with a wildlife zoom or a macro lens on to use as a prop. A prop, of course. Now, I was hoping to get down to my local woods, as I've not been all this summer, would you believe it? But there are two things preventing that right now. Firstly, the weather. It's very, let me say, Welsh right now. And then there's my current state of mobility, or lack thereof, to be more precise. But not all is lost. My garden has been my saviour this summer, allowing me to continue taking pictures of it and the creatures that inhabit it. So it stands to reason that it should now be the perfect place for my self-portrait. Gear-wise, I'm going to need something wide enough to show me in the garden environment, while also getting close enough to show, well, me in it. I'll likely use my Fujifilm X-H2 with one of my f1.4 primes, either the 16, 23 or the 35. This means I'll be able to stop down a little for maximum sharpness and image quality, while also showing off the environment around me. I'll have to have a play around though with focal lengths and apertures when I get out in the garden, I think. Now, one advantage of shooting out there is that I shan't need to transport my gear anywhere in a camera bag. I can just get one of the staff to bring out what I need when I need it. I'll then ask Lisa, poor girl, to pose in various spots around the garden so I can get the perfect, composition dialed in, hopefully with some sort of natural framing, using Vivian Mayer as an inspiration here, as well as getting exposure and focus sorted out. I'll probably use a remote shutter release or the self-timer to fire the camera. And as long as I can master an interesting expression, we should, as the kids say, be golden. Right then, let's get outside.
Oh, well, yeah, and I popped outside. It's actually dry. Oh, I need to follow it. It's dry for once, amazingly. I couldn't get Lisa to come and help me. She refused to basically, sit around the garden in various states of pose. So I've had to work out a best composition with myself, which has been hindered by the fact that this being the only dry day we've had for weeks. There's washing on the washing line, so you really can't make this up, can you? Anyway, yeah. Right, well, where was I? Right, yeah, sorry, my day's been kind of ruined by something that just happened, but I'll explain that to you in a second. Anyway, I'll turn you around and I'll show you the composition I have decided on for my self-portrait. Right, this is what we have. Camera is set up here. I just make sure there's no underwear in the washing line. Camera is set up here with the 35mm f1.4, and it is at, what setting is it at? 5.6. There we go. I've set up my other camera, my prop camera, nicely framed, I feel, by this by our little bird feeder thing here, and the leaves of some plants, a clematis and an acer. And basically what I've been doing, I'll turn you back around. Basically what I've been doing is setting the 10-second timer on my phone, taking a shot, coming back, checking it, finessing my composition and my position, taking another shot, go back, and it's taken me about, I don't know, probably about 8 to 10 shots to get the one that I'm really most happy with. And now it's just a case of going inside and trying to make me look, I don't know, presentable, I suppose. It's about the best I'm going to get. Yeah, so I'll do that. Probably convert it to black and white, make it a bit more grungy. That's what self-portraits are, aren't they? Yeah, a bit of cropping. Yeah. Anyway, how's my day been ruined? Well, last week, I ordered myself a Apple 17 Pro Max, the brand new model. Pre-ordered it, due to be delivered then today on day of release by DHL, who dropped hopeless and lost, I think is what it stands for. Delivery was scheduled for 9 till 10 this morning, or 10 till 11 this morning. So I waited in, sat at my little computer there so I can see outside. 11 o'clock comes, of course, no phone, so I track it. And I said, the hour driver attempted to deliver the parcel at 10:22, but there was nobody in. That's a lies, of course. So trying to speak to somebody at DHL is absolutely impossible, as you can imagine. So I've sent them an email, left it, but I've told them basically how disappointed I am. This is an expensive item which was ordered specifically for, the excitement of delivery day, which is now, even though I'm a 61-year-old man, you still get excited by things like this, and that's now been completely spoiled by their complete and utter incompetence, basically. My daughter says she thinks it's happened to her before, probably because there's either no driver, or the driver is behind schedule, and if we're in like an outlying delivery, then they just haven't bothered to come here. If that's the case, fair enough, but don't lie. Don't lie by saying you attempted delivery. It's utterly ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. So they're supposed to be bringing it on Monday now. Believe that when it turns up here. Anyway, right, I'm going to go indoors now and get this picture processed. Right.
Oh, my back. Right. Well, here we are, back indoors, and at least it didn't rain. Anyway, as I explained, things didn't go exactly to plan, what with all that washing on the line, and then Lisa not being able to help out. But she has asked me to clarify that she would have helped, but a bit too busy for that this morning. So I better clear that up, or Onto the images then. I think I found just about the best spot in the garden to convey what I wanted to convey, me, as a nature / Dougie, stop crying, / macro photographer in his happy place. Now I framed myself with the frame of our bird feeder on the top, or top left, with a softer, more natural leafy frame over the rest of the image. Now I'm actually really very happy with the composition and the framing. I then took a few shots. They're up on screen, running through them right now, and I picked the one I did, which you'd see at the end, as it looked at least prowler in the bushes, like one of the bunch. Editing wise, I just converted it to mono, grunged my appearance up a little, and then just cloned out or darkened any overly bright or distracting elements to give me the final result you're looking at right now. Okay, all right. This is the final result. A fine work of art, I'm sure you'll agree. Anyway, that's that itch scratched. I have a self-portrait. It's Lisa's birthday next month, and I think as a gift I'll frame a print, and I'm joking, of course. This image will likely never see the light of day ever again, unless after I shuffle off someone discovers it, a la Ms. Mayer. So what do you think of the image, or the project as a whole? Is it something you've ever considered doing, or maybe even have done yourself? Go on, you can be honest here. You're amongst friends, and nobody will mind. Until next Saturday then, which with a bit of luck, a following wind and a head full of my strong painkillers will be our September nature stroll update thing video. Until then, be nice, okay? And be nice to yourself too. And remember, always capture your best side. Bye.
My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But it doesn't look like that, does it? Jiu-Jitsu.
I said it enough times now, okay?
Okay.
Have a deep breath now, okay?
My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He said that next week I could get to grips.
Get to grips, not go to grips.
It's your writing, Nick. My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu. Do it slower.
My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He said that next week I could get to grips.
What?
You're making me laugh.
Okay, sorry.
Right, so try again. My Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He said next week I could get to grips with big soul. Okay, try again.
Alright, come on. Always be good at it.